The Week with Ben Ellis.
This is Switch.
Now, addiction is something that we've talked about a lot on this show in recent weeks, and it's come to the fore again. The problem in the times that we have is with COVID-19 that a lot of people's treatment for addiction is not available, and that is a thing that means a lot to a lot of people, and it's a bit worrying for a lot of people as well. And somebody who we're going to be talking to on the show right now is a singer-songwriter who's written a song about addiction, and he's releasing it for charity. His name is Laurie Wright, and he joins me on the show right now.
Hello, how's it going? You all right?
I'm good, you?
Yeah, all's well.
Yeah, we were meant to talk to you on the show last week, but it wasn't possible. But you're here now, which is the main thing. So your story, Laurie, if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, I'd struggled with alcohol and drugs throughout the whole of my teenage to adult life, really. And it kind of went hand in hand with the music, playing in venues, often being paid in beer, sometimes even paid in drugs. So it was kind of a vicious cycle that spanned a decade of kind of just missing opportunities and messing up relationships and family life all over the place and all the rest of it, until I decided that I needed to quit, basically. But I couldn't do it on my own. I eventually went to rehab in December, and that really helped. It was a 12-step rehab, and ever since I've been clean, and it's been brilliant, to be fair. Since it's been like night and day, the experience of, I always thought it would be harder living trying to not drink or do drugs, but it was way harder doing them.
Yeah, I see. And of course, you're not the only one. I mean, this is the same story for a lot of people. And, it's difficult even in non-pandemic times, if we're going to put it that way. But now all the attention and the resources going towards dealing with coronavirus, addiction and the problems of addiction seems to get left behind.
Yeah, no, it has done. That's the thing. I mean, the meetings were a big help for me, going every day. And I'm not sure if I hadn't tried to start dealing with this before the pandemic, if I'd bothered, or if I'd managed to sustain doing it, being sober and going to these meetings, had they not been in person. So now that they're online, it's fine and everything. But I think if I was a newcomer, because I quit in December, and obviously this all happened in March, so I'd had about 4 months clean by that point. So I already kind of had the tools in place to be able to, not let my brain trick me into having a drink or doing drugs or anything. So it has, in that respect, for me personally, it's been really hard. No, it would have been really hard even, if I hadn't dealt with it beforehand. But so I've noticed with a lot of my friends who are trying to quit, they're finding it very hard, because I know when I can get people to go to a meeting that they'll get it straight away. Everyone hugs each other, you look each other in the eye, someone tells their life, story of addiction, and people go, yeah, me too. And it does happen online, for sure. I'm sure there's people everywhere getting clean through doing it online. In fact, some people it might even be more beneficial too, who don't particularly like crowds or whatever. But I think on the whole, people have found it more difficult. In my experience, the whole isolation thing, we've been encouraged to isolate, and that's seen in recovery as a really bad thing. That don't isolate, because you don't want to be left alone with your demons. Basically, it's good to get them out, get sharing in groups with people about it.
And this has led us to Easy Street, your song which you're trying to raise charity for.
Yeah, I wrote that actually in the middle of all the chaos a few years ago about trying to get clean. And I've released it, but I'm doing this Singing for Addiction campaign, which is getting addicts into rehab who want to go but can't afford it. Because the 6 months waiting list often determines whether people live or die for free treatment. Whereas if the money's there, you can go in straight away. And actually the first person to benefit from this scheme I put together is ready to go to rehab. And that's all going very well. But yeah, sorry. So I'm releasing this song to try and raise money for that extra money for that cause, basically.
And where's the address? How can people donate?
Yeah, it's if you Google "Singing for Addiction," it comes up straight away.
Okay. Well, we wish you well with it, Laurie, and we're going to play it now on the show as well. Laurie Wright, it's called Easy Streets, and Laurie, thank you for joining us on the show.
No, thank you so much. All the best. Stay in touch.
For more great videos from the week, make sure you subscribe to our channel. It's down here somewhere. And don't forget, you can catch us on the radio every Sunday between 12 and 2 on FM across Birmingham, 107.5, on mobile, on DAB and online. We're made for Birmingham. This is Switch Radio.